There's something indescribably charming about We Bare Bears. Based on a webcomic of the same name by Daniel Chong, We Bare Bears follows three brother bears, Grizz, Panda, and a polar bear named Ice Bear, as they live in a cave in a forest on the outskirts of what appears to be San Francisco, as they attempt to make friends, become cool, and essentially become accepted in mainstream culture. I think the bulk of the appeal in this show is just the brothers themselves. While no real plot or centralized storyline takes place, we fall back on the characters and their interactions to carry the show, and in this regard, We Bare Bears succeeds greatly. While the brothers are all pretty archetypal and straightforward, Grizz being the extroverted wannabe cool guy chasing social status and friends, Panda being the more introverted, socially awkward technophile glued to social media and desperate for a girlfriend, and Ice Bear being the weird monotone straight man delivering one-liners.
Ice Bear will have more free chips.
They're nevertheless very fun to watch and interact with. This is a great example of archetypes done well. Another great aspect of this show is its art style. We Bare Bears mixes simple flat characters against soft watercolor backgrounds for a warm storybook vibe. Characters animate really well, and the show has a good variety of expressions, and the watercolor lends the show a very hand-drawn aesthetic that is a refreshing change of pace from the crisp, machined vector art that pervades Flash cartoons. Something subtle that I really appreciated about the designs of the bears themselves are that their body types are all subtly different. Panda is a bit shorter and pudgier than Grizz, and Ice Bear is a bit taller than Grizz with a slightly different shaped head and a slightly longer muzzle. It would have been really easy to just have the exact same body shape for all three of them and let the different colors do the work, but the designers and the animators went the extra mile. It's really well done. The relationship between humans and animals in We Bare Bears is interesting in that it's rather nonsensical. No one seems to be fazed that there are three wild animals walking, talking, and interacting with human culture. But it's not like BoJack Horseman where animals are everywhere. In fact, aside from the brothers, the only other prominent instance of animals with human characteristics is Nom Nom, a YouTube famous koala that makes appearances on TV and does book signings. But other than that, most animals are portrayed normally. Am I thinking too much into this? I'm probably thinking too much into this. The show spends a lot of its time just showing the brothers getting into and out of trouble, but I can't help but shake the feeling that there is an underlying sensation of melancholy and isolation in the bears and their situation that hasn't really been addressed yet in the show. And that kind of leads into my next point. Despite the fact that We Bare Bears seems to be a simplistic affair with this silly premise, simple comedy, and just general charming innocent tone, there are a few instances of unexpected swells of emotion here and there that makes me feel like We Bare Bears is just waiting to pull the curtain back and unload a torrent of feels upon its viewers. Again, I could totally be reading too much into this, and maybe the comic confirms or denies this fact, but I didn't read it because I didn't want to risk being spoiled. But due to a couple scenes in particular that I won't ruin by talking about here, I can't shake the feeling that there's going to be more to this show than it's letting on right now. And I don't know if I can take another show doing that to me. Oh, who am I kidding? I totally want more feels. So overall, We Bare Bears is a really fun show that is a fantastic addition to CN's ever-growing lineup of stellar franchises. While it's not exactly a Gravity Falls or a BoJack Horseman, it isn't really trying to be, at least not yet. But that doesn't make it any less worth your time. If you haven't checked it out yet, I highly suggest you do so. Before I go, I just want to thank all my generous patrons here on Patreon. It's you guys that make the videos and this channel possible, so thank you for every single one of you for helping me out. If you like this show and want to contribute, click the link below and visit my Patreon page. Anything you can do for me is greatly appreciated. And that's all I got for this video. Give it a thumbs up if you thought it was good, or give it a thumbs down if you thought it friggin' sucked. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of We Bare Bears if you've seen it yet, and if not, if you think you'll be checking it out. I'll be joining in the discussion. My name is Tommy Oliver, and I talk about nerd stuff on a weekly basis. If you like nerdy stuff, you should definitely click that subscribe button. I got a couple videos on Metal Gear Solid 5 in the works, so you definitely don't want to miss out on those if you're a Metal Gear fan. Also, I run a few other channels and do some other stuff, so be sure to check out the link in the description to T. Oliver Productions to see all the other ways that I waste my life. So, till next time, I'm Tommy Oliver. Stay curious.